Why do we sleep? And what really happens if we don't? What if I told you that sleeping less than 6 hours a night could slowly damage your brain, your body, and even shorten your life? It might sound a little dramatic, but according to modern sleep science, it's not an exaggeration at all. In fact, sleep may be one of the most important things we do every single day. And yet, it's also one of the most misunderstood. Many people think sleep is simply the time when our body shuts down, a kind of pause button for the brain. But the truth is very different. Sleep is not wasted time. It's one of the most powerful biological processes that keeps both our mind and body healthy. When you fall asleep, it might seem like everything goes quiet. The lights are off, your eyes are closed, and the world slows down. But inside your brain, something incredible is happening. Imagine that your brain is like a busy city. During the day, it's rush hour. Information is moving everywhere. You're making decisions, learning new things, solving problems, and experiencing emotions. All of this activity creates a lot of traffic in your brain. But at night, when you sleep, the city begins its night shift. Your brain starts cleaning, organizing, and repairing itself. Scientists have discovered that during deep sleep, the brain actually clears out harmful waste products that build up throughout the day. You can think of it like a cleaning system for the brain. Without sleep, those toxins begin to accumulate, and over time, that buildup can harm brain function. Sleep also plays a critical role in memory. During the night, your brain takes the information you learned during the day and decides what to keep and what to forget. Important memories are strengthened. Less important information is removed. In other words, sleep helps your brain organize your life experiences. Studies have shown that people who get a full night of sleep can remember up to 40% more information compared to people who stay awake all night. So if you're studying late at night and thinking about skipping sleep, you may actually be making it harder for your brain to remember what you learned. In today's fast-paced world, many people proudly say something like this: "I only sleep 4 or 5 hours a night." It sounds productive. It sounds hardworking. But science tells a very different story. According to sleep researcher Matthew Walker, chronic sleep deprivation acts like a silent threat to our health. People who regularly sleep less than 6 hours a night have significantly higher risks of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and memory problems. But the effects don't stop there. Even one night of poor sleep can weaken your immune system. That means your body becomes more vulnerable to illness. Sleep deprivation also affects your emotions. You might have noticed this yourself. After a bad night of sleep, everything feels a little harder. Small problems suddenly feel bigger. You may become impatient, frustrated, or easily irritated. This happens because the part of the brain responsible for emotional control becomes less effective when we are tired. In simple terms, sleep helps keep our emotions balanced. Without it, our brain struggles to manage stress. But sleep doesn't only protect our health, it also improves creativity. When we sleep, the brain continues working behind the scenes. It connects ideas that seemed unrelated before. Think of it like solving a puzzle. During sleep, the brain rearranges pieces of information and sometimes discovers completely new patterns. That's why many people suddenly find solutions to problems after a good night's sleep. Maybe you've experienced this before. You spend hours thinking about a problem. Nothing works. Then the next morning, the answer suddenly appears. That's not luck. That's your brain processing information while you were sleeping. Sleep allows the brain to make creative connections that we might completely miss during the day. So if sleep is so important, why do so many people struggle to get enough of it? One major reason is artificial light. For most of human history, our sleep schedule followed the rhythm of the sun. When the sun went down, darkness signaled our brain that it was time to sleep. But today, we live in a world full of bright lights and glowing screens. Phones, tablets, and computers all emit blue light that interferes with a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is the chemical signal that tells your body it's time to sleep. When we stare at screens late at night, we confuse our brain into thinking it's still daytime. Another reason is our busy lifestyle. Many people sacrifice sleep in order to work longer hours. But ironically, this often makes us less productive. Lack of sleep reduces concentration, slows reaction time, and increases mistakes. In other words, when we sleep less, we often perform worse. Finally, our daily habits also play a role. Late coffee, irregular sleep schedules, and stress can all disrupt our natural sleep rhythm. The good news is that better sleep is possible. Sometimes, small changes can make a big difference. First, try to keep a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate your internal body clock. Second, reduce screen exposure before bed. Turning off electronic devices about 30 to 60 minutes before sleep allows your brain to naturally prepare for rest. Instead of scrolling on your phone, you might try reading a book, listening to calm music, or simply relaxing. Third, keep your bedroom cool and quiet. Most people sleep best in a slightly cool environment. A comfortable, peaceful bedroom signals your body that it's time to rest. Fourth, be careful with caffeine. Caffeine can remain in the body for up to 8 hours. So, an afternoon coffee might still affect your sleep at night. And finally, don't force sleep. If you can't fall asleep after about 20 minutes, it's often better to get up and do something relaxing until you feel sleepy again. For a long time, society has celebrated people who sleep less and work more. But science is showing us a different truth. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity. It supports memory, emotional stability, physical health, creativity, and even longevity. In many ways, sleep is the foundation of everything else we do. When we sleep well, our brain works better, our mood improves, our body repairs itself, and we become better thinkers, better workers, and even better friends. So tonight, before you go to bed, ask yourself a simple question. Do you treat sleep as the enemy of productivity? Or do you see it as one of the most powerful tools for building a better life? Because once we understand the true power of sleep, something becomes very clear. Going to bed earlier is not laziness. It might be one of the smartest decisions we can make for our health, our mind, and our future. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. If you enjoyed this postcard, feel free to come back for more conversations, ideas, and questions about life. Until next time, take care of your mind, take care of your body, and have a wonderful night.